Hi guys, Pete Mazeres, Home Inspector Mentor, just checking in with everybody. It would appear that home inspection activity may be starting to finally go up this year. If our business is any indication of that, our rate this week of home inspections went up double almost from our average weekly rating for the whole year. So I'm hoping that that is a positive trend and we can get back to having more transactions. For those of us who are in operation, I know a lot of you are still trying to launch and in pre-launch mode for becoming a home inspector, but this is for a gauge of what's going on in the market. Of course, we're in the Midwest in Cleveland, and what we're seeing this week is a lot of activity, which has been very welcome from my standpoint, our standpoint. And so I'd like to hear comments from those of you who are in operation. Did you see a spike this month or this week, or it stayed flat to not increasing versus increasing? The slowdown in real estate transactions is driven by the Fed's increase in interest rates to combat inflation, and that has caused the mortgage rates to double from earlier last year, where housing transactions, sales of existing homes went off a cliff, so to speak. The doubling of interest rates, subsequent reaction for most homeowners who have 3% or below interest rates, not wanting to sell their houses and then get an interest rate or get a mortgage that's double at 6% or above. They're holding on to their houses, not wanting to list and sell and buy another house, which slows down the entire market chain. It has not been due to a lack of buyers. I think we're still seeing house prices increase, and bidding wars in most areas still are present because the buyers are there. Buyers are saying, we don't have a house, or we do have a house, and the interest rates don't scare us, and we're going to buy something, but the interest rates have prevented a lot of homeowners to list their houses. So that means inventory is still low, and that results in higher prices and less transactions. The alleviation of that, of course, comes from many factors, primary being the interest rate that the Fed maintains, as well as the availability of new housing from new construction, which is probably what you're going to see happening. So much more new construction going on. And so that would beg the question if you should get certified to do pre-drywall inspections for new construction. So we get that question every now and then, and we don't do it because in Northeast Ohio, there's just not a whole lot of building going on. Well, there is, but not to the point where we get asked that on a regular basis. And so I've always started to look into adding new inspections and getting new licenses and certifications and training if I continue to hear that question for a new service or an old service that we don't offer. And so I'm starting to hear some more requests for pre-drywall inspections. So that may be an opportunity for you in your market to get into, because I think what you're going to see is more new construction occurring in your area, in your region, because the interest rate thing is probably not going to resolve itself on its own over the next year or two. Something like that takes a while. Inflation has to start tapering off and possibly reversing. Or, of course, if you're a doomsayer, then you wait until the Fed continues to raise the interest rates until something severely breaks. And then you have a catastrophe economic-wise. And then they start to cut interest rates because they went too far. And too many banks start to fail. Too many stocks start to go down. Too many companies start to lay off workers. Too many companies go bankrupt. That's what they call a hard landing versus a soft landing, where they ease back the rates as inflation comes down. But the fact that you have low unemployment out there, as well as inflation and high interest rates, says that the economy is still chugging along. We need some more inventory of housing that's going to come from the new construction sector, I think. But who am I to opine on such economic matters? I'm just a humble home inspector and wondering if everybody else's inspection business is starting to increase compared to the first half of this year, 2023. So enough about that. Hope all is well with everybody.